Welcome back to the deep dive. Ever walk through a building, maybe an office or even just a restroom, and it's spotless, and you
Yeah.
kind of wonder, wow, how do they actually do that? Well, today we're digging into exactly that, the tools and supplies that make it happen. And just letting you know, this deep dive is brought to you by Handy Washroom Direct. So our goal today is to really unpack what professional janitorial teams need in their arsenal. We're looking at an article from Handy Washroom Direct called The Janitor's Arsenal of Equipment and Commercial Supplies. We want to go beyond just a shopping list and really understand why these items are crucial for getting the job done efficiently, safely, and keeping hygiene standards super high, especially in places like commercial buildings, factories, government offices, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's more than just counting mops and buckets, right?
Yeah.
When you look at this whole list together, it paints a really interesting picture of what modern facility maintenance actually involves. It shows you the foundation that has to be there, not just for cleaning itself, but to properly support the people doing this really essential work. Understanding why each piece matters is, well, it's key.
Okay, let's get into it then. The source kind of breaks this down. It starts with what it calls core cleaning equipment. So this is the foundational stuff, the absolute day-to-day workhorses.
That's exactly it. These are the tools for the regular essential tasks that keep a place running and looking decent. And the article makes a really good point for professional places. Busy offices, big industrial sites, public buildings. These aren't the same things you'd grab at the supermarket for your house. The source really stresses choosing them for durability and also ergonomic design.
Ergonomics. That makes a lot of sense.
It's huge. Staff use these tools for hours, day after day. Durability means things don't break all the time, saves money. But ergonomics, that's about preventing strain, repetitive injuries, keeping people healthy and able to work efficiently long term. It's not a small detail.
Right, it's a physically tough job. Okay, so what kind of core items are we talking about here? The essentials. Obviously brooms and dustpans, right? For sweeping up.
Mops and buckets, of course.
Yeah.
But even then, there are levels. Commercial ones often have better ringers, maybe separate compartments for clean and dirty water. It's all about doing it better and more hygienically, even the basics.
Gotcha. Microfiber cloths, too, those seem like a total game changer compared to old cotton rags. Better at trapping dust, cleaning without leaving streaks.
No, absolutely. And squeegees, essential for glass, mirrors, any shiny surface, really.
And professional vacuum cleaners. Guessing these are built tougher than home models.
Definitely. More power, designed for heavy daily use over large areas. Often better filters, too, which helps with air quality trapping that fine dust and allergens.
Okay, scrub brushes for getting at tough spots. And protective gloves are right there in the core list.
Yep, fundamental safety item. Protects hands from dirt, grime, and importantly, cleaning chemicals.
Makes sense. What else is core?
Well, the cleaning cart itself, that's core equipment. It's like their mobile base. Keeps everything organized, helps them move efficiently through a big building without trekking back to the supply closet constantly. Think of the time saved, the strain avoided.
Right. Okay, so that's the stuff you'd probably expect. But the source includes some other things in this core list that maybe aren't just about cleaning. Shows how broad the job can be, like power tools.
Exactly. Small repairs often fall to janitorial staff. Fixing a loose door handle, maybe a squeaky hinge. They're often the first responders for minor maintenance.
Huh. Also, shovels for snow and ice, obviously crucial in some places. Spatulas or scrapers, guessing for gum.
Yeah, gum, stuck on gunk, that kind of thing. Utility knives, opening boxes, cutting materials. Adjustable wrenches for quick plumbing tweaks, like tightening a leaky fitting under a sink.
Simple things like flashlights, too.
Essential for checking dark corners, utility rooms, or if the power goes out. And you absolutely cannot forget safety signage. Those wet floor signs, non-negotiable core items. Prevent accidents.
And hand sanitizers and stands became even more visible lately.
Absolutely critical now for immediate hygiene access.
Wow, okay. It's way more than just a mop and bucket then. It really shows that this arsenal isn't just for cleaning. It's about keeping the whole place functional and safe. Having this full set, durable, ergonomic, covering all these bases like the source says, that's what lets the team handle whatever comes up day in, day out, and keep standards high. Being ready for anything, basically.
That readiness is absolutely vital. And speaking of handling different things, the source then talks about specialty equipment. This is stuff for the less frequent, maybe more intense jobs. The deep cleaning tasks.
Right. This sounds like where the bigger machines come in.
Yeah.
The article mentions auto scrubbers.
Yes. Auto scrubbers are game changers for large floors. Think hallways, warehouses, gyms. They put down solution, scrub, and vacuum up the dirty water all at once. Way, way more efficient and effective than trying to mop thousands of square feet by hand. Huge difference.
I can imagine pressure washers, too, for outside stuff.
Yeah.
Sidewalks, building exteriors.
Exactly. Blasting away grime that sweeping won't touch.
Yeah.
Getting loading docks clean, things like that.
Steam cleaners. Are those becoming more common?
Increasingly so. Great for deep cleaning and sanitizing without harsh chemicals. High heat kills germs, loosens tough dirt on tile grout, upholstery, lots of surfaces.
Okay. Buffer machines for getting that shine back on floors. And wet-dry vacs for spills or floods.
Yep, essential for dealing with liquids or wet debris quickly. And then there are extractor machines.
For carpets.
Right, for deep cleaning carpets. They inject water and cleaning solution deep down, then pull out the dirt and moisture. Super important for keeping carpets looking good and for indoor air quality, especially where lots of people walk.
The source also pulls out some really specific examples that show the range, like ultraviolet light sanitizers.
Yeah, for targeted disinfecting in sensitive areas.
Yeah.
Escalator cleaners, which, you're right, you probably don't think about how tricky they are to clean.
I definitely don't.
They have specialized brushes and systems for those moving steps, and things like specific gum and wax removers. Seems minor, but trying to get gum off carpet or wax off a floor without the right stuff can cause damage. Need targeted solutions.
So having all this specialty gear isn't just about having more toys. It's about having the right tool for specific tough jobs.
Precisely. It means the team can handle pretty much any space, any problem effectively. It takes them beyond just basic cleaning to really high standards of hygiene and appearance. Really boosts their capability.
All right, so we've covered the tools and machines. Now let's talk about what goes in them or gets used with them. The cleaning agents, the chemicals. You can have the best machine, but without the right juice.
Absolutely fundamental. The source really hammers this point. You need a well-stocked closet with a variety of agents. It's definitely not one size fits all.
Yeah.
Different surfaces need different things. Different kinds of dirt or germs need different approaches. Are you just cleaning, disinfecting, sanitizing, polishing? Each needs a specific chemical. And the article stresses choosing things that work well but are also safe. Safe for the staff using them, safe for people in the building, and increasingly looking at eco-friendly options too. That's a big consideration now.
Okay, so let's run through some of the main types they list. Multi-purpose cleaners, that's the everyday stuff.
Your basic workhorse for general dirt on lots of surfaces. Then, super important, disinfectants. These actually kill germs, bacteria, viruses, vital for stopping illness spreading, especially on things everyone touches, like doorknobs, light switches, restrooms.
Right, and sanitizers. Different from disinfectants.
Yeah, sanitizers reduce bacteria to safe.
Gotcha. Glass cleaners, obviously. Floor care products sounds like a big category. Cleaners, waxes, sealers.
Huge. Maintaining floors is complex. You need cleaners, often specific ones for different floor types, waxes or finishes for shine and protection, sealers for porous materials like grout or concrete.
Degreasers, essential for kitchens or workshops, anywhere with oil and grease. Carpet cleaners, we mentioned extractors, so specific solutions for those.
Yep, spot cleaners, pre-treatments, extraction cleaners, and things like specialized toilet bowl cleaners. They need to handle hard water stains, organic waste, that kind of thing. And odor eliminators, not just masking smells, but actually neutralizing them.
Wow. Each one really does have a specific job. Using the wrong one could be useless or worse, damage something.
Or even be unsafe. It shows there's real knowledge involved in choosing and using these chemicals correctly. It's not just grabbing any bottle.
Definitely more complex than it looks. Okay, moving on from the liquids, the source also talks about the everyday stuff that just gets used up constantly, the consumables and accessories.
Oh yeah, these are the unsung heroes. Run out of these and everything stops. Think about the sheer number of garbage bags and can liners a big building goes through.
Gallons of them. Paper towels, toilet paper, you absolutely cannot run out of those in a restroom. Hand soap, sanitizing wipes.
Air fresheners, maybe urinal cakes to keep things pleasant. Disposable gloves, yeah, they get used up, but they're also essential PPE that's used in high volume. And all the other restroom hygiene items, seat covers, feminine hygiene supplies, and refills.
Then there's the stuff for the equipment itself, like floor pads for the buffers, new mop heads, sponges, scouring pads, refills for dusters.
Right, and the source lists other things too, like specific glass cleaning cloth, sometimes kept separate, grill and oven cleaners if there's a kitchen, salt or ice melt for winter safety, recycling bags for waste separation programs.
And the article makes a really interesting point about quality here. It says, don't just go for the cheapest option.
Exactly. It might seem like saving money up front, But the source argues that better quality stuff, more absorbent paper towels, stronger garbage bags, more durable cleaning cloths, actually reduces waste because you use less. And they work better, get the job done faster and more effectively. It mentions using known commercial and professional brands because they're designed for this heavy use and perform better.
That makes total sense. A flimsy garbage bag that riffs or a paper towel dispenser that jams, that wastes time and causes frustration.
Totally. Investing in quality consumables is actually part of setting the team up for success.
And speaking of success and doing the job right, safety. The source puts a huge emphasis on safety for the janitorial staff. It has to be paramount, right? Given the risks.
Absolutely non-negotiable. The article goes into detail about the personal protective equipment, the PPE that needs to be in the arsenal. We mentioned gloves already, but it's much more than that. We're talking masks, sometimes respirators, depending on the task protecting against dust, mold spores, chemical fumes, safety goggles, maybe face shields, to protect eyes and face from splashes or flying debris.
Protective aprons, too.
Yeah, to keep chemicals off skin and clothes. Ear protection if they're using noisy machines. Safety shoes are critical reinforced toes, slip-resistant soles. Slips, trips, and falls are a major hazard.
And even things like hairnets or beard covers in sensitive areas like kitchens or healthcare, and knee pads for jobs that involve a lot of kneeling.
Right. These aren't extras. They are essential barriers protecting staff from very real hazards. Chemical burns, breathing problems, injuries, contamination.
It really underscores the importance of providing this gear and making sure it's used. It's serious stuff.
And the source connects this back to the tools themselves, reinforcing the importance of ergonomics, which we touched on earlier. That's a safety issue too, preventing long-term strain, musculoskeletal problems, chronic pain. So things like adjustable handles, padded grips, lightweight designs, tools that reduce bending and reaching. That's all part of the safety equation, protecting the people doing the work.
So safety isn't just the gear you wear. It's baked into the design of the tools too. It's holistic.
Exactly. Equipping the team properly is investing in their health and their ability to do the job safely for the long term.
Which brings us to the bottom line, especially for anyone listening who manages a facility or owns a business. The source has a pretty clear message for them, doesn't it?
It really does. It basically says that having the right tools, the supplies, is what sets apart a good janitor's team from a great one. This whole arsenal we've been talking about, that's what enables excellence.
And it loops back to the core benefits for the business itself when they invest in properly equipping their team. We've hit on these, but it's worth summing up. Better efficiency, right? Getting more done, maybe saving on labor costs over time.
Definitely. Enhanced safety, which protects the staff, reduces liability, and also protects everyone in the building by keeping things hygienic and hazard-free.
And just the ability to consistently deliver those high standards of cleanliness and hygiene, that impacts reputation, compliance, occupant satisfaction, everything.
It really supports the source's main point. Professionals need the right tools for the job. You can't expect top-tier results if people are struggling with inadequate or broken equipment or missing supplies. It's like asking a surgeon to operate with rusty instruments.
Yeah, good analogy. The arsenal is the foundation for a clean, safe, well-run building.
There's a direct link between the tools you provide and the results you get.
And it's interesting, we've mostly focused on the cleaning tools and chemicals, but the source does mention that this is part of a bigger picture of facility supplies.
Right. It briefly touches on other essential categories for commercial washrooms and buildings, things like baby changing stations, grab bars for accessibility, hand dryers, different kinds of waste receptacles. It even lists some well-known commercial brands, ASI Group, Bobrick, Frost, Koala Care, others, just to show the huge range of specialized products involved in outfitting and maintaining these spaces properly.
It really is a whole industry focused on keeping buildings running smoothly, safely, and hygienically.
And, just to mention, if you are looking for these kinds of products, the sponsor, Handy Washroom Direct, carries a lot of this stuff. You can find most of these janitorial and washroom supplies on handywashroom.com.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive into the janitor's arsenal. We've gone from the absolute basics like brooms and mops, through powerful specialty machines, the crucial chemicals, all those essential consumables, and landed on the vital importance of safety gear and ergonomic tools. It's quite a setup.
It really is. It's much more than just cleaning stuff. It's the whole system that underpins facility hygiene and safety.
So here's something maybe to think about, whether you manage a building or just work or visit one. Viewing the cost of providing the right, good quality tools and supplies, not just as an expense, but as a necessary investment. an investment in the health, safety, and overall quality of that space. And maybe flip it around. What are the hidden costs when that investment isn't made? Costs from accidents, illness, lower productivity, damage to the building itself, or just leaving a bad impression?
That's a really important question to consider.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the essential world of the janitor's arsenal. It really gives you a new appreciation for what goes into maintaining the spaces around us.
Absolutely. Until next time.